Fakes left, now taken off. Gonna run for it. They got it! There it goes! The 6 or the 10 to 5. Oh, the play of the year in the NFL.
Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 33 of the Buzz Mafia podcast. We are very fired up and a little restless. I didn't get a lot of sleep because of the game last night, but it was well worth it. We're going to get to that. Maybe not for a while because we're going to talk about some hockey news. We're going to break down the Central Division as well because hockey is around the corner. I'm going to try not to talk about Marner, and then we're going to get into week one results. This is Monday morning, so we won't be able to talk about the Bears-Vikings game, but we'll be talking about all of week two and, of course, the thriller last night. I mean, what a great first week one of football, Jackson.
Man, I'm too excited to talk about hockey. Let's talk about hockey. I don't even care about football right now.
Yeah, let's get into it. Again, nothing too much, but again, we will be breaking down the Central Division today as our first division, and then leading weeks, we're going to be doing another one, ending with the Atlantic Division, because that is, of course, the division that the Leafs are in. So quick little news here. Connor Zary, rookie for the Calgary Flames, signed a 3-year, $3.78 AAV deal. Very solid rookie season for him, bridge deal kind of deal. I mean, Calgary's kind of in that in-between stage. Definitely surprised a lot of people last year, but
forward or defenseman?
I'm sorry? He's a
forward or defenseman?
He's a forward.
Hey, I got to ask. I want to learn.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Again, I keep putting this in there, but my NHL fantasy buys and sells, it's just still a little too early. I just wanted to just keep mentioning that, and I kind of want to see kind of maybe some more players come up, because obviously NHL already ranked some of these fantasy players way too early, but I'm going to get into that next week. But some signings, 3 big names. Obviously, we talked about next free agent class or 2026 UFA class is fucking ridiculous. But some guys are close to signing. Kirill Kaprizov's very close to an 8-year deal with I think it come close to $16 million, which will be the highest paid deal in NHL history. So excited to see that. Well deserved. I think even when there was room,
go up.
Yeah, I think even when there's rumors about Kaprizov and everything, the owner literally came out last year saying no one will pay him more than we can. So
yeah,
he was the MVP favorite before he got hurt, and he drives that team, and I love seeing him play
all seasons.
Yeah, he's if you talk about if someone tell me he's a top 5 player in the league, it's hard to argue. He's so
also just
disgusting.
Crazy locker room guy. The amount that the Wild love him. If anyone
hilarious.
tries to take a run at him, they're gonna kill him.
And he's a unit too. He's you may not think of it, those Russian guys, their legs, he's a fucking monster. So he's definitely going to be one of my MVP favorites. Another guy, one of the top centers in this league, on a team with villain number 1, Jack Eichel, set to sign an 8-year. They're kind of looking at a 13 to 13 and a half deal. Pretty underrated, this guy. He hasn't had a full season in a while, but when he does, he gets 90 plus points. I think 100-point season is incoming, especially with Marner on that team. Elite defensively, probably a top 5 center in this league. Definitely worth it, and they're definitely building or trying to get back to the promised land in Vegas after a loss to Edmonton last year. So, and now a lot of drama surrounding on McDavid, and I don't know.
Dude, I saw his comments. That was wild. His comments. Did you see what he said?
Well, I saw the one. He basically said, "I've done a lot to this game. I've earned the right to do what I want and kind of take my time in a decision." And I think even also the Edmonton media and also, Edmonton management have also stated hey, this guy has done a lot. He has earned every right to take his time. He knows where we are and he knows what we're willing to do and everything like that. So he knows what he's done. He has every right to wait. But dude, Leafs media is starting to piss me off. It's just I can, as much as I would love it, I cannot see him coming to Toronto, especially how the video I posted of Marner the other day that got a lot of views of how I basically called him a liar.
You diminished the death threats. You didn't think those were right, and you just gave your piece on what.
I do want to preface. I wasn't saying that story of the security was a PR stunt. I think the release of it and the timing of it all was a PR stunt because his agent the same day did the exact same thing and announced that story or whatever. That's what I was saying. And definitely got 50-50 views. Some people were kill him. That's why I'm I don't think McDavid wants to come here, but I would love it. But I think he wants to win consistently. I think Elliot Friedman made a tweet this guy is the Crosby, everything. He wants to win so badly, and he is pissed off losing back-to-back. And honestly, after the first one, I was pretty confident they're going to come back. After the second one, I don't know where they're going to go. Like, I think that one hurt even more because I don't like the direction they're going in, right? After the first one, you're like, oh, they have Brogerberg, they have Holloway, and somehow they made it back to the finals again. And I don't know where this team is headed. They lost a lot of pieces. Obviously, they brought in Isaac Howard, but they lost some guys. They're not gaining any more cap space because of, Bouchard signing Drysdale contracts, Kid and McDavid. I don't know how much wiggle room they got. Obviously, he's the best player in the world. It helps. The whole thing is an issue. I don't blame him for being hesitant. And apparently, he might even sign a 2-year deal at $16 million a year, which is worth it. But it's hilarious. I just don't know what this guy's going to do. I don't blame him at all for just taking his time on this.
Yeah, the Oilers. I mean, like going to the Super Bowl 4 times in the 90s is crazy.
Yeah.
Like going to the Cup back to back is crazy. If they were to make it a third time, it's insane. But it kind of reminds me of the Bills in the 90s. Obviously, I wasn't alive, but like you have crazy talent. You have a team that's just hard in a very like rugged area of Canada, and people who are blue collar workers who care a lot, and kind of the same story. And then you make it back to back, and it's like, well, where are you going to go now? You don't have the money that you're going to continuously have every year. You already said it, lose some pieces. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't think he's going to sign with the Leafs. I think you're right. Like, he probably signs a bridge deal of some sort, and sees kind of what the organization does. But I could see him signing for term. I don't know. It's so tough. Like,
my dark horse for him is probably Tampa. I truly think Tampa is a dark horse to sign him. The tax reasons. John Cooper, the Olympic coach, is a great coach. They're still a great team. Kucherov will be 34 by that time, but I mean, we'll see what he's doing. Braden Point, I think that's just a well-run franchise, so we can see that. Less media and stuff like that, but who knows? But moving on. So now I think this was kind of rumored, especially with the new CBA, but there will be a salary cap in the playoffs, or at least expected to. I don't know about this season, maybe 26, 27 or 27, 28. We kind of saw this coming, especially when they said, obviously the long-term IR stuff going to the playoffs. You have to be salary compliant in the playoffs. That makes sense. And, we'll see how that changes the game and changes how teams act on the deadline. Will this reduce deals at the deadline? Because maybe they can't really fix around and kind of maneuver certain things, but maybe teams will be a little bit hesitant making deals and want to keep cap space. But I think it's a better move, and maybe people can't kind of circumcise the cap anymore. Quickly, Bleacher Report came out with their top 10, or at least top in the league goalie tandems. Nothing too surprising. Say all you want about Hellebuck. I mean, he won the MVP, so him and Eric Comrie are 1 and 2. Or sorry, the one. No surprise there. Number 2, Dallas with Jake Ottinger, Casey DeSmith. Ottinger's just kind of solidified himself as like a top 5 goalie, and DeSmith is a very good backup. And then the Leafs coming at number 3. I mean, I think Leafs fans. I thought Leafs fans would probably want them number 1. Honestly, I'm very happy with this being number 3. I mean, Joseph Woll kind of had a he kind of tailed off near the end of the season. Stolarz to me was pretty solid, or very solid. I'm okay with like a 2-3 deal, even if it's 4 years. Honestly, at this point, you can run a 2-goalie system like we've talked in the past. You just got to do it right, and whoever is playing the best, that's just your guy, right? So, I like that. I don't know what an AAV would look like for him. Like, I would pay him honestly $5-6 million where the cap is going.
I was going to say probably around 5.
Yeah,
5 makes sense, especially for a shorter.
Yeah, like 6, I would be okay with. When you get to that 6.5, even higher, I think it's a little bit iffy. I mean, this is his first year starting, and obviously he played really well. Or sorry, he wasn't even the starter. I think he played a bit more of the games, but he got injured near the end of the season. But for how he played in the playoffs, and you make the argument if he was in net during Florida, different story. But yeah, I definitely would like to bring him back, and I think 5 to 6 is a good range for him. We talked last week about Lane Hudson being snubbed off Team USA. And his dad just went full tilt on, I don't know what podcast or what show it was on. I think his name was LeVar. And he'd said, I don't know what Billy Guerin's thinking. He's like, well, my boys are dual citizenship, so he can play for Canada. I think that's wild.
I saw that. That's hilarious.
I don't know if he's allowed to, because he's already played for Team USA in other competitions. So I don't know if that's allowed. I don't think it is.
You have to think. You have to think if they have dual citizenship. Like, well, I don't know, because Nylander's always played for Sweden.
Yeah, but he was born and raised in Canada, so, or at least he was born in Canada, so I guess I think he is dual citizen as well.
Yeah, he does have dual citizenship.
Yeah, so
I don't know. I don't know how that would work.
it was World Juniors, so maybe on like a internet, like professional stage, maybe he's allowed
You know what
to.
it may be? It may be that it depends on the association or the organization you do it. So like if you play for Team USA in World Juniors one year, you can't flip and play for Team Canada the next year. But if it's like an Olympic committee or something like the World Cup, it may be different because it's not run by the same people, right?
We're not a basketball podcast here, but I think Embiid did that. Embiid, I think he's from Cameroon, but he grew up in France. I'm pretty sure he played for France in multiple tournaments. And then when Team USA is the most stacked roster ever, he's like, yeah, I'm going to commit to Team USA. It's just like switching teams like Kevin Durant. It's hilarious. We're in different countries. Yeah, I don't know how it works. I mean, I would like him. I'm still shocked that he didn't make like the camp, not the team, the camp. Because again, you're not having a guy like that, like we're saying. But yeah, like some of these guys, like Brady Shea, Neil Pionk, Ryan McDonough. I can appreciate what they've done for the game, and maybe they're better fit for that third role, but they're not fucking making the team. So I don't know. I think it was an odd choice by Billy Garrett, and I think again these like countries management, like when you don't go to world championships, they take that to heart. They're like, okay, you're not committed to us for this, like, and you look at the roster for Team USA for the last world championships. It was filled with guys who were snubbed off: Tage Thompson, Clayton Keller, I don't know if Brock Besser would, but those type of guys who didn't make the team, and they're like, hey, like, I need to show my commitment here. Now I think Tage Thompson's a shoo-in to make that team. Clayton Keller as well now. So I think it's important to them. I think not getting an invite is a slap in the face, but we talked about that last week. Carey Price. So this is what I wish I did more research on. This is kind of a bad look for me, but I'm not sure what the whole point of this trade is. Because again, it's long-term IR, but I guess with the new CBA, his salary does count, and San Jose needs to get to that floor. So Carey Price was traded to San Jose for a 6-rounder just for cap reasons. I wish I knew more about this. They said it's for financial reasons. Again, I don't know what it is. This is kind of a bad look on us, but who cares? Who gives a shit?
Not gonna lie, I kind of thought he was retired.
It's kind of like, well, Shea Weber technically isn't retired yet, I don't think. Or maybe he just was recently retired, but the same kind of thing. Like I think they want to, no offense, I think they want to collect that money. Because obviously when you're retired, your contract's done, right? So I think it's money reasons, but I don't know. Well, speaking of Montreal Canadiens goaltender, Ken Dryden passed away. Legendary Montreal Canadiens goaltender. I don't know. I know you're not the biggest hockey guy. I don't know if you've heard much about him. He only played 8 seasons in the NHL. Incredible numbers in like the 70s dynasty. In 8 seasons, I think he won 6 Stanley Cups as a goalie, and he's also the only player ever to win the Conn Smythe as playoff MVP before winning Rookie of the Year. So he came in as a late college ad in the playoffs, won the Conn Smythe, but then he wasn't a rookie yet. So then next year he won Rookie of the Year. So he's playoff MVP before he was Rookie of the Year. So his numbers are crazy. He left early because he's just like, I fucking won everything. Like, I don't care. And I think he was I think he joined
your 8th season.
I think he went to like a parliament in Canada. I think he was in like the government because I think he went to Princeton or something like that. So this guy's a fucking animal. I think he was only like 74, but legendary career, Hockey Canada career, Summit Series, all that stuff. So incredible career for him. Quick little Leafs news again. I don't know if you saw the Steve Dangle Marner thing that came out.
No.
So back in 2021 in the playoffs, who'd they play in 2021? Probably Tampa. I think it was Tampa. It's Tampa or Boston. It's a good pick. So I think it was Tampa the first year we lost. No, 2021. Sorry, no, 2021 was Montreal. Montreal in the bubble who we played then. Steve Dangle criticized him in the playoffs as, Leafs media, like that's just what happens. And apparently Marner's security team messaged him saying, you piece of shit, you'll never speak to Marner again. Like, you don't know anything about hockey. And basically just belittled him. Steve Dangle, I love Steve Dangle. He basically came out, he's like, hey, I obviously didn't want to bring it up during his time because he's a Leaf and I didn't want more eyes on him. It wasn't him who said it was the security team, but he's like, well, he left and now he's doing all this, so I'm going to bring it up now. So that's my Marner rant for the day. There also maybe I think I literally will find something every day or every pod to do something. Probably, yeah. Especially
when the season starts.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We're gonna be a Vegas Golden Knights podcast.
We might be just for belittling them, but yeah. Last little news before we get to the Central Division breakdown. I don't know if you saw. So Mike Rupp, former New Jersey Devil, I think Philadelphia Flyer, Rangers. I'm pretty sure won a Stanley Cup with the New Jersey Devils. He hates the Leafs. He's been very open about just his takes on the Leafs and all that. He mentioned that he would much rather, if it's fully healthy, he'd much rather Jack Hughes over Austin Matthews. I think that's ridiculous. Especially, what's the one downfall of Matthews? health. If you're saying fully healthy, Matthews is probably the top 3 center in the entire NHL. But even in my ranks, I have Matthews a lot lower because I think in these hypothetical discussions in contract, I think you have to bring health in to discussion because it's about availability to play. But if you're saying off the cuff, like fully healthy, that's ridiculous. Jack Hughes, incredibly skilled center, very small. He's not that kind of sized up number 1 center, or at least for the two-way side of play. When Matthews is fully healthy, he's a 70 goal scorer, Selke nominee, or at least maybe top 10 Selke nominee center. So I think that's
I wanted to send
absurd.
I wanted to send you a TikTok of these guys. I can't remember the podcast, but they were doing a breakdown of the Olympic team and like the camp and everything, and they were saying how the title was like, it was total clickbait.
Oh,
the title was like
the Empty Netters podcast. I saw that.
Yeah,
and at the end is like,
not.
Yes.
It's like if you made it to the end of the video, you know that this is a joke.
Yeah.
I was dying.
And one guy retweeted, yeah. One guy retweeted like, these guys know nothing about it. He's like, you clearly didn't watch the video. He's like, I got fucking played. It's like, I knew. Those guys are hilarious. They're really good, and I like their takes and everything. I mean, I don't agree with all their takes, but I appreciate all their takes, and they've really been growing rapidly. I like those guys. But yeah, I mean, if we're bringing health is out of the question into this discussion, he's easily top 5, arguably top 3 best centers in the NHL. So
yeah, I agree.
That's absurd. But again, I don't know if it's Bleacher Report or NHL Network ranked him the 7th best center. You hear that and it sounds ridiculous, but again, I always say health should be brought into these discussions because it's availability, right? McDavid plays 80 games at least every single year. So is Draisaitl, so is McKinnon, right? So it's hard to argue against those guys. But if we're talking best on best, he's up there.
I think for the Central Division breakdown here, I'll toss them up to you. You go through how they finished last year, and then once we get to the offseason moves, I'll toss up the names of the teams, give you the moves,
let's do it.
We'll see how it goes.
This is tough. This is a good division. Like, this is a really good division.
Yeah. So I guess last year we had the Jets finished off the President's Trophy winner. Had a horrible kind of playoffs, but yeah. So you had the Jets, 166 points. The Stars,
that's a typo. 166
points.
is impossible. I don't know why I put that. That is impossible.
Ryan's out here soaring me again.
Sleeper.
Anyway,
yeah, I think it was 116, but yeah, the President's Trophy winners. Yeah.
Again, folks, I never played hockey, so I didn't even bat an eye. You got the Stars, Avalanche, Wild, Blues, Utah Mammoths. I love that name.
I love it too.
Nashville Predators and the Blackhawks finished last. Pretty close division overall with the top 3. If the Jets finished with 116, the Stars were at 106 points. Avalanche at 102. Obviously, all those teams made the playoffs. Same with the Wild. So yeah, 2025 we got the Jets. Key offseason moves. They lost Nikolai Ehlers and Brandon Tanev, but brought in Gustav Nyquist and Jonathan Toews. You think they take over the division again this year or what?
I don't, but I still think they're a lock for that top 3. I do like Nikolai Ehlers. That's a massive loss. That's just like
that is a big loss.
Skill forward. Like, again, he's not a number 1 like winger, I don't think, but he's a skill forward who produced in the season. Right, playoffs in the past, he's been iffy, but Brandon Tanev as well is just as like that's a massive loss too, just for the culture, just for the style of game he brings.
I agree.
I think it's a massive loss for them. I know it was just a deadline acquisition, but I thought if they could keep him, that just established another nice little culture. I was hoping the Leafs were going to get him, of course. Obviously, Nyquist is a solid depth scorer, and of course, Jonathan Toews. I love Toews. I think I've said multiple times he's my favorite player growing up. I don't know what he's going to bring. He's 37 years old. Obviously, the locker room, the leadership he's going to bring is going to be awesome. Style of play, he hasn't played hockey in 2 years. We will see. I still like this team. I mean, Hellebuck in the regular season, we know who he's going to do. Scheifele's an elite number 1 center. Morrissey's an elite number 1 defenseman. They should have Kyle Connor, of course, who I've heard they're close to signing, or they're thinking of signing maybe 8 years to like $11 to $12 million. Yeah, I like this. I'm curious about their depth. I think they need a little bit more, but this is still a playoff lock to me. Again, it's just get to the playoffs, but losing Ehlers
playoffs and
is tough. Their center, I like Velarde, second line center. Obviously, you have Scheifele. I'm just not sure about the bottom there, but obviously you have Adam Lowry as well, Taves now. But yeah, I don't think they're going to win the division, but I definitely think they're going to be a top 3 seed in that division.
All right. Not going over the Stars here. They lost Radek Faksa, Evgeny Dadanov, Cody Ceci, and Mikhail Granlund. And didn't add anyone.
They didn't make any moves because they didn't have like a lot of cap space, right? Because they had to sign Wyatt Johnson. Obviously,
right,
Rantanen's deal kicks in. They're still trying to work something out with Jason Robertson. I mean, I still love this team. I like Rupe Hintz. Matt Duchene re-signed on a very cheap deal. Obviously, you still have Heiskanen, who kind of didn't look like himself in the playoffs, but he did come back from I think he tore his ACL or something crazy.
It was a bad injury.
Yeah, and Thomas Harley is really stepping into his own as an elite defenseman. So having him, Esa Lindell, that right side's a little weak. Obviously, like we've said before, so Harley usually plays his offside. Bringing in Rantanen is awesome. Ben signed a really cheap deal. Same with Duchene. It's still an elite team. I think they're going to be challenging for the first place in the division. I think they're a lot of teams' favorites. Obviously, you have Ottinger, DeSmith, and net. You're solid there. You lost some depth with Stankoven. Obviously, your top six is absolutely elite. But I think they really want to bring back Granlund, especially with his chemistry with Rupe and Mikko Rantanen. But we'll see. They're a playoff lock. They're a division favorite to win, but they didn't add much. They're definitely going to be deadline players. We'll see. They need Wyatt Johnson to step up. I think last year he definitely took a small step, but I think they're waiting because his first playoffs, he had over 10 goals. I think last year he wasn't the best. So I think they're waiting for that breakout, that 40-40 type year, which I think he has in him. I think he's sticking with Rantanen and Rupe or something around those lines. I think he does play the center position. So put him with some really of your top guys and let the kid just run free because I think he's a stud. But yeah, they're definitely favorites to win that division.
Yeah, I think it's kind of between the top three here. That finished in the division last year, obviously. Yeah. Going on to the third here is the Colorado Avalanche. Obviously lost Jonathan Drouin, Ryan Lindgren, and Eric Johnson, but they added Brent Burns.
Love that.
Locker room guy,
love
big
that.
guy.
He still plays great too. Watching the Hurricanes play, he still plays so tough. He can skate, he can move the puck, he shoots everything on net. They added a top prospect in Gavin Brindley as well. This was a crazy trade. I think it was part of the Charlie Coyle trade to Columbus. I'm surprised. Columbus, I like the way they're set up. He's an elite prospect, a first-round pick. So I think Colorado dumping some cap and getting Gavin Brindley is very good. And we talked last week, they got Victor Olofsson as well. So we'll talk about my whole list. But these are my favorites to win the division. I don't care what people say. If you have McKinnon and Makar and Landeskog's back, obviously Rantanen, we don't know what's going to happen with Natchez. But when he played that rest of the season with McKinnon, it's a lot of guys. You play him with the superstars, but he was insane. Losing Drouin does suck because he really had a resurgence last year, and him and McKinnon have great chemistry. But he could have, because of the way he played, he can get a lot more money. That's why he went to the Islanders. Ingrid didn't play that good, so that wasn't too much of a loss. Eric Johnson's more of a morale kind of locker room guy. So bringing Brent Burns on a cheap deal, I still like this team. Blackwood. For years, they're looking for another number one goalie. They got it in Blackwood. Don't be surprised if he has 40-plus wins this year, just playing 70 games. I love him.
Yeah, I like him too a lot.
They're definitely in cap issue as well, like a lot of teams. But I think the way Landeskog played in the playoffs, a full offseason, healthy, practicing with McKinnon and Nate, is probably that line or Nichushkin. Yeah, I still like that. They're top heavy. They're definitely needs a little bit work, but I think adding Olofsson definitely helps. But yeah, this team, there's two top heavy. I like this. They're my favorites to win the Central Division.
Yeah, me too. All right, moving on over to the Minnesota Wild. Shout out Marc-Andre Fleury. Amazing career. And obviously Gustav Nyquist, we touched on that earlier. But they added, I swear to God, it seems like this guy's been all over the map for the last few years.
Yeah,
Vladimir Tarasenko.
Yeah, he's been on Detroit, Ottawa, and now Minnesota. So he started on St. Louis and then St. Louis. Then he won a cup with Florida. After Florida, he went to Ottawa, I think. Then last year he was with Detroit, and now he's with Minnesota.
Yeah.
Little Russian chemistry with him and Kaprizov. I like this team. I think they outplayed Vegas that entire first round. I think Vegas has got some lucky bounces. Those two losses aren't that big of a deal because they have obviously Philip Gustafsson and Jesper Wallstedt coming up the pipeline for goaltender. Gustav Nyquist, he's a solid kind of. He's very similar to Tarasenko at this stage of his career, so not much of a loss there. Again, if you can stay full season healthy of Kaprizov with Boldy, Eriksson Ek, their center. If this team had a number one center, I know you can say that for a lot of teams. If they had a true number one center, this team would be absolutely elite. Joel Eriksson Ek's a great centerman. He would be an elite number two, but he's kind of forced to be number one. Yeah, and Marco Rossi, I think they talk about Marco Rossi. I think he's an incredibly skilled player. His size kind of defeats him. He can get a lot of points, but I
feel like it might be between the Jets and the Wild for third. Is considering
Yeah.
the way they kind of finished. Like I really like the way the Wild played last year, and I think they're coming off a season of building something, and I think that they could really give a run for like that third position. I don't think they can crack into the top 2, but that's my expert take,
Yeah, I don't like that, man. Especially Zeev Bouillon, who's a top-rated defensive prospect for them. Didn't have the best playoffs. He kind of steps in right out of college, right into an away game in Vegas. Like, what do you expect? I do like the future of this kid. Obviously, you have Brock Faber, who maybe didn't put up the points that people thought he would, but he's kind of like a Charlie McAvoy. He's a tank, and he can really play a shutdown role, but also play on that offense. Yeah, we'll see. I think they need to be. I mean, Matt Boldy's a stud.
Yeah, he's really good.
Lewis was definitely active this offseason. If you want to talk about kind of losses and ads,
100%. They were so the Blues this year lost Zachary Bolduc, Nick Leddy, Ryan Suter, Anik Faksa, which we talked about earlier, and then added. I'm gonna butcher these names. Logan Mayo.
Yes, I think Mayu. Yeah, I think you said it right.
Ladies and gentlemen, is spelled Maillous, just in case anyone wants to fact check me on that.
Yep.
Pius Sutter and Nick Bjugstad.
That's not bad. Pius Suter and Nick Bjugstad, yeah. So I like the moves they made. So Logan Mailloux is obviously that trade with Zachary Bolduc. Mailloux is an elite right-handed shot defensive prospect who hasn't really made his name yet in NHL, but he's been dominating the AHL, so I think his time is coming. Pius Suter left Vancouver. He was kind of forced to be a second-line center there after JT Miller. He actually played very solid. I think he can be an elite third-line center, but he can put up points. He's very solid defensively. And Nick Bjugstad has always been, he's been almost every team in the NHL, but he's that plug-in guy who can kind of fit anywhere in your lineup. I love him as like a third-line center role. So this was tough for me to say they're not going to make it. I don't know. I just think there's other teams that are getting better. And I think everyone in St. Louis kind of had a career year with kind of Broberg and Holloway. Can they get better? 100%. But I like other teams in the division, but I'm not going to be shocked if they make the playoffs again. They play a fast, heavy game. Jordan Kyrou, Robert Thomas had, after he didn't make the Four Nations team, he went on an absolute tear. I think he almost led the league in points after he didn't make the teams. We'll see. I don't have him in, but I wouldn't be shocked if they did make it, especially with the way Jordan Binnington played as well after the Four Nations.
Yeah, unbelievable. Number 6, we got the Utah Mammoths. Just unbelievable name. Jerseys look gross too. They lost 4 players: Josh Doan, Michael Kesselring, Nick Bjugstad, obviously, and then Matthias Michelli, who went to the Leafs.
Yep.
They added JJ Peterka. We've talked about this deal when it happened, I believe. Nate Schmidt and Brandon Tanev. The additions are actually pretty good considering what they lost.
Yeah, like Nate Schmidt, one Stanley Cup with Florida, was really good. Obviously, Brandon Tanev, we talked about how much I liked him on Winnipeg. And of course, JJ Peterka. I defended Buffalo Sabres fans. I think it's a great deal for you. You got to trade a guy who didn't want to be there for 2 solid players, like a right-handed shot, 30-point, two-way, 6'5" defenseman, and Josh Doan, who's a nail gun. I'm not saying Peterka, like he had like over 30 goals last year. A lot of people have Utah finally making the playoffs. I don't. I think their goaltending's still iffy. I mean, I like Vejmelka, and I think it's Connor Ingram, but is there too iffy for me? I don't think they're tough enough. They're top 6. It's incredibly skilled with Gunther, Keller, Cooley, Peterka. I'm trying to forget who else, but there's not a lot of heavy bodies on that top 6, and you kind of need some of that sandpaper. I like Jack McBain as their third-line center. Obviously, Sergachev and Dursey are great defensemen. You obviously brought Tanev too, but you kind of need some of that toughness in your top 6. You can't have all skill, then tough. You kind of need to have a mixture of it as well. Look at Florida Panthers and all that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make a push for that wild card position, but I don't think it's their time yet. But I do think they're coming, but not at this time.
I agree. All right, moving on to the Predators, who everyone thought was going to be a shoo-in after landing fucking Stamkos, and we're just dog shit.
I can't believe how high people. I thought I had them making the playoffs, so people thought they were shooing to win the division. I thought maybe third, most likely a wild card. I mean, I didn't expect this, but I wasn't that high of them going in. It's like, yeah, you signed 3 guys, but they're all of them are 33, 34 years old, and they've been on really good teams with really good players. So yeah, they were definitely active this offseason, but yeah, I still think it's a fucking basement for them.
Yeah, me too. They lost Jakub Vrana, Kiefer Bellows, Colton Sissons, Jeremy Lawson, and then added Nicholas Perbix, Nicholas Hague, and Eric Holla. Couldn't tell you any one of those players.
well, Haig. The Leafs are trying to get Haig in that Vegas deal, obviously, but then they traded him to Nashville for Sissons and Jeremy Lauzon. Yeah, honestly, there's not much to say about this team. I just don't like their roster. I don't like their depth. I think they're in shambles. Obviously, UC Saros had a tough year. Maybe he can bounce back, but when your team's that shit, I don't think it's going to do much. Obviously, bringing Nick Hague, but he's a defenseman on a shit team, so he's not going to add too much to the stat sheet. And yeah, I don't have much. They're just not that good.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to have much for the next team either.
No, but they're
Blackhawks.
Yeah,
they're trending a little.
Yeah,
but. So the losses over the offseason, Alec Martinez, the big rig Pat Maroon, I believe he retired, yeah?
Yeah, he retired. So did TJ.
Yeah, retired.
So did Alec Martinez. I don't think Brody retired, so I think he's just a free agent, but Alec Martinez also retired.
Okay, and then Joe Veleno and Philip Kurashev. Then they added Andre Burakovsky and Sam Lafferty. Sam Lafferty played for the Leafs a few years ago, yeah?
He did, yeah. And I think it's his second go around on Chicago. Yeah, you're
today, dude.
Take
I'm
over.
on fire today.
Yeah, not much to say. I think this is a season where, they have a ton of prospects who kind of played the last few games of the year. Sam Rinzel, Oliver Moore, also we talk about Frank Nazar. Yeah, I don't think they're going to finish last in the division. Yeah, just build. I like Burakovsky as just more skill to play with Bedard. I think this is a year where it's just Bedard has to have like a 40-40 type year. I think he has to do something. Yeah, I think he will. But yeah, so not much to say there. You have Spencer Knight in net, who actually played really, really well for them down the stretch. I'll kind of go into my division predictions kind of just in order. So I have Colorado winning the division. I have Dallas finishing second and Winnipeg third. I have Minnesota snagging one of the two Western Conference wildcards. But then I have St. Louis, Utah. I actually have Chicago finishing above Nashville. I think Nashville is just on a massive decline. And that's who I got. So I got 4 teams out of this division making the playoffs. I'm pretty confident about those. It's more to St. Louis obviously can make the playoffs. I just have a team in the Pacific who I think is on the rise. We'll talk about maybe, I don't know if that's next week or the week after. But yeah, that's our Central Division breakdown. I'm excited. It's a very tough division. I think I'm pretty confident with the bottom teams. Utah could obviously sneak up, but again, I'm not sure about their team toughness. But they have all the skill in the world, so we will see.
I think, like we said earlier, it's kind of between Winnipeg and the Wild, which it's crazy because Winnipeg won the President's Trophy last year. But
yeah,
I just think it's tough. So yeah, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that's probably the most I've ever.
That was good. The
most I've ever talked during the hockey segment, and I think I added a little bit in there, so I feel pretty good about myself right now.
NFL time, week 1. This was a lot of fun to watch.
I'm so excited. You have no idea. I'm so excited.
Lot to talk about. We put some kind of notes down. We will kind of almost rapidly go through those because we do want to break down each game. Yeah, I'll just take it away there. And
I am not even gonna lie. I didn't even see what Johnny Manziel's comments were. I was so locked in to the Bills.
He basically just said he praised on Cleveland finishing 0-16 every single season.
I did see those.
It's hilarious.
100% fair, 100% honest. Even if there's a video that came out. There's a video that came out earlier this week, or maybe even this weekend, of can't remember what coach it was, but Baker Mayfield was sitting on the bench, and the coach tried to tickle Baker Mayfield's beard. I got to admit, I'm pretty high on the Browns right now because they have Joe Flacco. I was praying for them to beat the shit out of the Bengals yesterday.
Close.
Wasn't Flacco's fault. Was not the 2 interceptions. Not Flacco's fault. I think he had fucking 200 and he had over 200 yards passing, a touchdown, unbelievable. But we'll get into the breakdowns of the games in a second here. This kind of threw the internet into a frenzy when Scott Hansen announced that RedZone will have commercials. Thousands of fans canceled their membership.
Yeah.
But then you realize
I didn't even notice it. I didn't even notice it.
They're 4 15-second ads over the course of 7.
Yeah, over 7 hours, it was a minute total of commercials.
It's fucking insane. So obviously RedZone, their stock went down for a little bit, but people obviously overreacted. That's just
people are buying it today. Yeah.
So quick signing or extensions. Denver and Nick Bonito, good linebacker, reached a 4-year, $120 million deal. Definitely worth it. Denver's building something over there. Maybe not the best week 1 performance.
It may not look like it. May not look like it, but they're coming.
It's a dub nonetheless. To win in the NFL is hard.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that for them. Their defense is looking pretty good overall.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper, after signing with the Raiders, decided to retire. Obviously, amazing career. I don't hate this decision for him. I don't think he would have got quite as much playing time with the Raiders. I just don't think it was probably worth it for him overall. At the end of the day, you kind of got to take care of your body. I think he battled some injuries last year when he was playing with the Bills. So
Yeah.
I think overall makes sense.
Yeah,
Congrats.
I love
That's
Amari
great.
Cooper. Yeah, I love Amari Cooper. When he was on the Cowboys too, he was a nail gun too. So congrats to him.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. I didn't know. I know he was battling that much injury, so I was surprised to see he retired. But probably the smart decision.
I won't lie. I don't pay attention to Ryan Clark.
He's such
I
a fucking clown.
I can't
dude.
stand
I
him.
just can't stand him.
But he does what he does because he gets views and makes money. So I don't know if you saw what the dispute is. I know it was between him and Peter Schrager.
It's just, I hate, and this is kind of from two guys who obviously didn't play professional sports. You played at the university level. I played junior hockey. Obviously, we don't have the professional opinions, but I hate when these players bring out, you never play, like that's the non-player in you. Like, I can't remember what the comment was, what the Peter guy said, but then Ryan Clark just said, that's a non-player with you. And Peter had a reasonable snap back. He's just like, don't belittle me like that. Like it's just, I've been doing this for 30 years. Like it's just, it's ridiculous. I hate it. Ryan Clark's
at the end
such
of the
a
day,
loser.
if you're gonna be a player that transitions in the media, it is tough overall because you're always gonna feel like you have a better take because you actually played. And like the one person who always got to me was Skip Bayless because he would belittle like players all the time with their takes. But Peter Schrager is a pretty like notified journalist overall. So, and apparently it went offset too, and they got in an argument off camera. I don't know. I don't have a lot of time for Ryan Clark overall. Anyway, we're going to kind of zip through this because I want to get to the games here. So Gabe Davis back on the practice squad. I kind of saw this coming. Makes sense. Help you overall with just late season growth. Give the wide receiver room a little bit of help. I think yesterday we saw with the Bills game a little bit of struggling in the first half. But yeah, overall, I think it's a good ad. Derrick Henry high school stats. This is fucking nuts. He has played 9 years in the NFL, and he has like 11,500 yards rushing. He played 4 years in high school, and he had like 12,000 yards rushing.
Yeah, I heard it on part of my take. It was on part of my take, and they said like Derrick Henry is getting up there like all time and receiving stats and touchdowns and all that, but it's like he still hasn't passed his high school stats, which is crazy. Like he was getting like 600 yards a game, like even more than that. It was wild. Yeah, I just thought that was a cool thing to bring up. But obviously, Tyler Bass injury. That's why Matt Prater was in last night. I think
I didn't even know he was injured.
Yeah, so I think he's out 3 to 4 weeks, maybe. But I mean, we got the 41-year-old Matt Prater who hopped on a red eye 2 days ago. So awesome there. And then final little thing, Jameson Williams re-signed $83 million for 3 years. He's a playmaker. I like him on Detroit. Obviously, we'll talk about the tough week one, but I do like him. I do think he's gonna continue to be a stud for Detroit.
I agree. All right, we're going to get into week one recaps. Honestly, I think overall I went 12-16 with my picks for this week. My favorite pick was the Chargers over the goddamn Chiefs. Huge. The Chargers are looking pretty good. But yeah, so first game, Thursday night, kick off the season. Philly wins 24-20. One of the most insane situations I've seen in the beginning of a game. Jalen Carter, defensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. Dak Prescott kind of spits in his direction, and then Jalen Carter decides to spit right on Dak Prescott and gets ejected. And at first, you kind of saw what Philly lost with with Jalen Carter going out. This game should not have been as close as it was. Now, Dak, I got to tell you, I think Dak is back. He looked amazing. He was mobile in the pocket.
Yeah, he looked good. He
was mobile. He was making throws. He was running. I really like that for them. AJ Brown, only one target. We're trending to what we saw last season with him losing his shit. Huge. I love that. And then CD Lamb had some pretty crucial drops. Now, he was the first player back when Dallas landed back in Dallas.
Yeah, and he was already grinding.
At 5 a.m, and he was on the jugs already. So I think everyone kind of saw that. Reigning Super Bowl champs definitely going to go in at the link. Thursday Night Football, start the season off. 2 division rivals. Philly wins 24-20, 1-0. Love that for them.
And
then Friday,
Pickens is already on his usual shit too. Pickens,
that was hilarious.
When
I saw that happen, I texted you immediately. It was like, oh, Pickens demon time. It didn't take much.
Yeah, I had him in my fantasy, and I think a lot of fantasy people had him breaking out. I mean, yeah, he still will. I feel like he had some big catches, but
yeah, it was never a week one breakout, though.
No,
it was never
not.
a week one breakout.
Yeah, massive win for the boys, the Chargers over in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, crucial injury. They already were missing it, Rashee Rice, and then Xavier Worthy got hurt in the second play.
Dude, I thought I was gonna lose.
Yeah, he tore his shoulder.
I had
something.
him in almost. I'm in 4 leagues. Yeah, because Travis Kelce just decided to absolutely. Let me tell you something. When Travis Kelce's not wearing a Chiefs uniform, I could sit down, have beer with him, like one of the boys. When he is on the football field, I don't think I've ever hated anyone so much. And yes, the crazy thing about this game to me was that, yes, it was an open hand slap to Travis Kelce's face, but Jalen Carter got ejected for spitting on someone's face. And the NFL is trying this year to cut back on any taunting, excessive plays, unnecessary roughness and stuff like that. I was very surprised that it was only a penalty and it wasn't an ejection. But yeah, so Friday, Sao Paulo, Chargers win 27-21. Mahomes looked really good. Herbert looked unbelievable. Quentin Johnson looked really good. Yeah, I think Quentin Johnson's on pace for a breakout season. Omari and Hampton looked pretty good. Like the Chargers, John Harbaugh going in, obviously it kind of sucks having your first game in Brazil. But Harbaugh, I think they're cooking something over there, and the Chargers are going to be. I think the Chargers could win their division. I really think the Chiefs are going to struggle a little bit this year. They'll still make the playoffs for sure. Still definitely find a way to make the fucking AFC Championship game. But yeah, I just think the overall mood in that division is that the Chargers are looking really good. The Chiefs look good. But I think the Chargers are shooing kind of.
When's the last time that you think? Because everyone in that division won, but the Chiefs in week 1. What do you think the last time? I don't know this, but what do you think the last time is the Chiefs are last in that division? Like at any point in time, they always win week 1. I think they lost a few years ago to Detroit week 1, but they always win week 1.
They lost last year to Detroit.
Last year,
2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago, yeah.
2 years ago. It had to be early 2010s. They were kind of shit for a little bit there. Before Patrick Mahomes. Alex Smith was pretty good, but yeah, it had to be pretty early, early 2010s, maybe even early 2000s. Because they had a couple 2-14 seasons, and then as soon as Patrick Mahomes got. But yeah, then flipping over to Sunday, the early slate, not too many crazy games other than kind of Tampa, Atlanta went down to the wire. Bijan absolutely ripped off a 50 on the first play of the game.
Yeah.
And then didn't really amount to much after that. He had a few big games. Baker looked unbelievable. And I don't even know. Young-Hoo Koo, or I don't want to mess up the kicker's name. Missed the 44-yarder.
Young-Ho Koo, yeah.
Okay. Missed a 44-yarder to tie the game in the dying seconds of the fourth. Tampa wins. I love Tampa. I'm really high on Tampa. Atlanta looked pretty good considering Michael Penix's first real kind of go around. He's going to be at the helm all year unless something horrible happens. I think having Kirk Cousins in that locker room is beneficial overall, especially you're going to see some ebbs and flows, obviously. Michael Penix isn't a rookie quarterback, but this is going to be his first year playing every single game, at least hoping, praying that he doesn't get injured. I think they're on pace to be a good team. I think there's going to be a lot of these games where it's very close with them because they have good secondary. They have obviously a stud in Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Kyle Pitts. They are, I think, a year or two away from making for real runs into the playoffs. Overall. Heading over to another. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say shout out to Jugba too, the rookie receiver for Tampa Bay. 2 tuds. I think people are very high on him in fantasy too, and he had a good game. I think people think this guy's going to be a stud, and I mean, he definitely played really well.
That pass that Baker made for the touchdown was
was crazy
on a rope.
Yeah.
But yeah, heading over to Cincy, Cleveland. Let me tell you, I wanted so bad for Cincy to lose, and the first quarter of this game, I thought it was going to be 45-43, something crazy. Cincy goes down, scores immediately. Chase Brown gets in the end zone. And then fucking Joe Flacco, baby, comes out, drives down the field, touchdown. And then it was just kind of a snore, not a snore fest, but wasn't a ton going on.
Yeah, I was playing Chris this week who has Chase, and I was just like, wait, I was like, oh my God, like Chase is like, he had 4.6 fantasy points, and I was waiting. I was like, okay, like I was waiting for that big play, and he just, I don't know if he wasn't getting targeted. I was watching RedZone, so I couldn't watch every play.
Just had no time. Burrow had no time.
As usual.
Burrow, he got fucking rocked by Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett was a menace that game. I think he had 2 or 3 sacks. He was an absolute menace.
Yeah, ridiculous. So, like in the Cincy defense actually held up pretty good. The 2 interceptions, very good, considering that they're both tip balls. Not really Joe Flacco's fault. Cleveland defense obviously played really well, holding the Bengals to 17 points, which was one of the most high-powered offenses last season. I think Cleveland is on track to have an okay season. Obviously, I think they're going to be in close games like this as well. Dylan Gabriel will get in for sure, but the way that Flacco played, the way their defense played, you kind of got to ride with it until the wheels fall off a little bit. So those first 4 games, I picked correctly, and then this is where I don't think much of anyone kind of saw this coming. Daniel Jones looking like absolute prime Peyton Manning. Just unbelievable. The Colts look pretty good, and I think I texted you this yesterday. Having a pretty good defense, they got some pretty good rookies, and then having the wide receivers and the running back that they have, and Daniel Jones obviously getting close to that kind of, not veteran, but he's been around the game, he's played in games, he's been a starting quarterback, he's been a captain. He was just unbelievable, and I got to tell you that the Dolphins kind of really shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
I think in the first quarter alone, Tua had an interception, a lost fumble. He finished with two interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and lost. Not a ton of yards. They only scored 8 points. Their offense should be on par to like go crazy, and they just never seem to actually go crazy unless they're playing the Denver Broncos in like September. But yeah, Tua just looked horrible. Miami, Tyreek was already losing his shit. He was in mid-season form on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle played decent, but yeah, I don't know for Miami.
Could be Quinn Ewers time already.
Yeah, I think if they don't get to the playoffs this year, Mike McDaniels is probably gone. His comments after the game weren't horrible, but it was we need to prepare for week 1. Sometimes the bells and whistles of week 1. He's had bells and whistles of week 1, which is crazy. But he said that gets to the players and it's on the coach to prepare them, and that's my bad, and blah 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 blah. But not a crazy overall. When you get blown out by the Colts, who obviously their favorite, they're at home, made some moves this offseason. They had a pretty good defense last year, have a good defense this year. But Miami should have won that game, in my opinion, considering what they've done. But I also hate Miami, so I'm so happy they didn't. Yeah, I don't know. The Dolphins are in shambles, and it's week 1.
Yep.
Heading over, that was the first wrong pick for me. Heading over to Carolina at Jacksonville. I didn't really think there was much of a guess for this. I thought Trevor Lawrence was going to come out hot. ATN going to have a good season, in my opinion. I picked him up.
I picked him up late in my fantasy too, because he had a bad year last year, but I mean, you saw what he did last game. Like he's a playmaker. So I definitely thought he was in a lot better year, because last year he was like atrocious. He was really bad.
The Panthers Panthers. I don't know. They're the Panthers. I think they'll bounce back. I really do.
I think Bryce
the weather
better,
delay. Yeah, the weather delay also doesn't help. I think the game was delayed for like almost an hour.
Everything is
But yeah, so Travis Hunter did get some defensive snaps. He had 6 defensive snaps. I believe he had 4 or 5 receptions. He played pretty well. It's just tough. He had overall, I think, 45 snaps total of offense. The NFL is just a different animal than college. You're not going and playing fucking Louis Monroe or fucking
San Jose State,
Alabama A&M, or like you're not going and playing these teams that are not. You're playing the best of the best every single day. And I think he will still turn into a star.
It'll take some time. It'll take some time.
Yeah. So Jacksonville wins that 26-10. And then we go over to another wrong pick by me. I thought for sure New England. This game was kind of a stinker. We kind of started off 7-7, not really much going on. And then out of nowhere, Geno Smith kind of just sealed the deal. Ashton Genty, I think he averaged like 2 yards per carry.
Yeah, he didn't do much. He definitely broke some tackles. The guy's a tank. Obviously, his first touchdown, but not a lot there. Obviously, they ran with that 2 tight end system. I don't know. I think it's Beck is the other guy's name for the Raiders, and they balled. I mean, I have Bowers on my fantasy, so I am praying he's okay. I think he was more precautionary with his knee. He's still over 100 yards. I think. Yeah, it didn't look much, hopefully.
No, it looks like technically or potentially there's a guy on Twitter who breaks down, like a doctor who breaks down injuries.
I've seen these. Yeah, I've seen this guy.
He kind of said that it looks like it could be an LCL sprain. Doesn't look like it could be anything technically ACL. Could be LCL or MCL. So obviously we hope Bowers is good to go next week. I wouldn't be surprised if they kept him out next week.
Yeah, I wouldn't
have any reasons for the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, Geno played pretty well. For the Patriots drafting Travion Henderson, I was super surprised they didn't get him involved earlier.
Drake May threw the ball 46 times. They had no run game. Yeah.
He had over 200 yards passing and just no run game at all. I think they will establish a run game at some point here. It'll be interesting to see kind of what happens next week. But yeah, Raiders win 20-13. Huge. Every single team in the AFC East lost except the Bills. Going over to Arizona, New Orleans, again, Stinkfest, horrible. Marvin Harrison Jr. looked really solid, though. Kyler Murray looked pretty good. He showed flashes of, old Kyler Murray.
He always, from week 1 to week 8, he always looks like a top 10 quarterback, and then they just fall off a cliff. So I'm not going to praise him too much. I think he looks solid. But also playing the fucking New Orleans Saints. We'll see.
I was surprised they didn't get the ball. James Conner got the ball quite a bit, but I was surprised they didn't get it to him more. They were always winning this game. New Orleans never winning with fucking QB1 Spencer Rattler. It's going to be a tough year in New Orleans.
Speaking of James Conner, though, I got him late in fantasy. He is we're a full PPR league. Last year he had 1,100 rushing yards, 500 receiving yards. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't use him more. He did get a touchdown for me. He definitely had chances for others, but yeah, I think he is going to have he was a steal for, at least in my opinion, for my fantasy, especially in a full PPR.
He was always good when he was on the Steelers too. So
he's been good every single year. He just people just always, he's kind of a fill-in guy, but I think he's a stud.
And then not a stink fest, which crazy.
I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Pittsburgh at New York. Rodgers going into his old team. I loved what he said after they beat him. He said, I was so excited to beat everyone associated with the Jets organization. With that being said, Jets offense looked great. This was high scoring game. Steelers win 34-32. Jalen Ramsey comes up with a giant play on I think third down.
Do you think Fields could have kept running that to the outside there? He had 3 defenders right in front of him. I thought he has the wheels. I thought he could burn him on the outside.
I was yelling at the TV, why wouldn't you run it?
He's the best runner in the NFL. Yeah.
I didn't understand. I understand maybe because they showed the wide angle view and you can kind of see there's guys coming in from the backside, but he's so fast, you definitely could get that first down. I think it's also just a communication thing. You got your number 1 wide receiver in Garrett Wilson. You trust him to make that play. Obviously, Jalen Ramsey comes up big, makes a huge hit. But Rodgers, 4 tutties, Fields, amazing. And just the Jets actually might be back. I think the Dolphins finished last and the Jets finished third, maybe even second, depending on how it goes.
It's crazy. I truly thought, I think what the biggest issue was, can Fields stay in the pocket and actually throw the ball and create that type of offense running?
Amazing.
And he was throwing dimes. He looked insane.
Yeah.
So
did you see
I was
JJ
hoping the
Watt
Jets
said?
were going to win. No, that's what JJ said.
They're like, it's like 3rd and goal at the 1 yard line. And JJ Watt's like, you have a running quarterback in Justin Fields, fake the handoff and let him boot to the wide side. Immediately what happened for a touchdown. Immediately. All right. Heading over to Washington, New York at Washington. Washington was favored here. Commanders won 21-6. Russ just struggled.
I think New York was the only team that didn't score a touchdown in week 1. I think they're the only team that didn't.
I don't think Tennessee did they?
They had 12 points. Was that all field goals?
I thought it was all field goals, yeah.
Still, they're one of the few teams.
Be wrong. Yeah.
You could be right. But yeah, anyways, it may be dart time sooner than we thought.
Yeah.
He looked horrible.
Yeah.
Do you see Scadabo's one play where he just absolutely shoved the guy in the dirt?
Did you see Scadabo's pass pro?
No.
So for those who don't know, pass pro basically is just like running backs blocking and also like obviously offensive linemen. but Scatterbo, he goes out to the edge of the right side of the line and takes on a block, but just puts his helmet down. And someone posted the clip and was like, Scatterbo's pass pro is just CTE maxing. But yeah, so Dable didn't commit to Wilson for week 2. I think you're going to see a quarterback carousel in New York. You're going to see Dart. You're going to see Winston.
Yeah, they play the Cowboys in week 2, so we'll see. I think in Dallas too. So
yeah, it's a big divisional matchup. And yeah, we'll get to that when we break down week 2 here. Again, another snore fest. I thought Bo Nix was on. I took him in one of our one of my fantasy leagues. I thought he was on track to have a breakout year, considering the way he finished last year and just started with horribly. When I first looked after the first quarter, he had -3 points because he was throwing interceptions. Denver ended up coming out on top. They won 20-12. Their defense played phenomenal. And Cam Ward struggled a little bit, missed some throws, but I think overall played pretty decent considering
there was some crucial drops too, especially by Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
I think Cam Ward played okay. It's so hard for a rookie quarterback for week 1 to play.
Yeah,
I mean, he hit over 100 yards. I think his completion was okay. I think he looked confident, but
no,
I
his
think there's some
percentage was 43%.
Ooh, never mind.
Yeah,
but some crucial drops. You see his dad after that Ridley drop. Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, Titans might actually win this fucking game. But
I know you texted me that. I was like,
nah. Last 2 games.
Moving over to Seattle. Kind of rip through these ones because I got a lot to say. About the goddamn Buffalo Bills. Seattle, kind of a stinker. Ricky Pearsall, fucking wide receiver 1, and he looked like fucking Jerry Rice.
I've been beefing him this whole time, and now he looks fucking insane. Yeah.
49ers win 17-13. It looked like Sam Darnold was about to put on a clinic, and unfortunately, he should have felt the pressure on that last play coming from his right side and moved up in the pocket, and it would have been a touchdown for sure. But Niners win. Christian McCaffrey's back. Everyone who said he was going to be hurt, fuck off. And Purdy played pretty well, not amazing, but decent enough overall.
Kittle went down after like 4 catches. We'll see what his injury is. They need him, especially with that. I mean, again, it looks like Purcell's like fucking Jerry Rice, but they're going to need fucking Kittle.
They're going to need him, especially just touchdown, for overall.
And the guy, I can't remember who guy caught the touchdown, but it was like a minute left and he hadn't had a catch. I think in his career, it was like his first ever catch. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So Toggle or something. I'm not positive what his name is. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Detroit, Green Bay. I'm going to talk about this. This one. This was Green Bay. Yeah. It's just
Jackson.
They were favorites. Yeah. That was not the Lions O-line were just, and Goff's not a mobile quarterback. He is a stationary, stay in the pocket. And usually the line, I mean, obviously they lost Frank Ragnow. He just kind of retired just out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, they lost all their coordinators too. It's like, you lose Ben Johnson, you lose Aaron Glenn. Yeah. You see what Aaron Glenn did week 1, considering obviously that he's a defensive coach, but you're hoping for the love of God that the Jets defense can get a little better.
Also, I mean, Packers scored a lot pretty early, and then Detroit's defense wasn't that bad. But then,
their offense just couldn't get anything going.
They couldn't get anything going.
Considering how high-powered their offense was. So, obviously, Micah had a sack. I believe they limited.
He didn't play he didn't play every snap. It was like
his comments after the game were, I think, very fair and just. Like, you wait till a week before the season and then you trade me. It's like, it was toxic. It was horrible. It was just, I'm happy overall that it's over, so we don't have to fucking hear the Cowboys on the goddamn news every single day. But I think he's only going to get better. The guys on Green Bay, you're going to embrace someone with that much talent, and to start off your tenure with Green Bay and have a sack in your first game and be all right. Obviously he's got an injury. I believe he got some injections before the game. But yeah, Houston, LA, Snorefest, LA won, Puka 130, Stafford looked good, CJ Stroud and the offense looked fucking horrible.
It's just, dude, like he had a historic rookie year, and then just his O-line is just horrendous. I remember watching that game against the Chiefs in the playoffs last year. They were just getting to him. It's the same thing. Like, they have a solid defense with Will Anderson Jr. and Derek Stingley Jr., but like, it's just, I mean, Stafford looked dialed. I mean, it was kind of a snooze fest type of game, honestly. But yeah, they got to figure out that offense on Houston, because Stroud is a capable quarterback, but they're just fucking getting to him. And he's athletic, but he's not. I don't think he's known to be too much of a scrambler. So yeah.
All
so
right.
here we go.
The main event, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Baltimore
Holy
at
shit.
Buffalo. Going into it, basically, Baltimore ended up being favored. Buffalo was a slight underdog. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, there's a meme that goes around, and it's the Bills logo, and then it's a timeline of a football game, and it's like the very first little bit of the game. It's like, oh, I'm so excited to watch the game that my team's playing in. Then the majority of the game is fuck me, I want to die. And then the end of the game is nice, we won.
I'll preface this to you. We were not very confident going into this game. I know it was in Buffalo.
I think I said they were going to lose this game.
Yeah, I think it's just Bill's secondary banged up. I'm pretty sure early on too.
Dude, we started
Bernard kind of he was limping at one play, and I was like, please no, please no.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I'll let you take over from there. It was I was watching with my dad, and he went to bed at 40:25, and I woke up and I told him, he's like, you're kidding. I was like,
dude,
I
was texting my brother. I was texting a million people. I was trying to keep up. It was ridiculous. I was texting my brother. I was like, yeah, good game, dude. 40:25, 11 minutes left. Round 15. Bulls would have to happen. And let me tell you, folks, there's something happening in Western New York. Sunday Night Football, week 1, we have game of the year. I don't think until the playoffs, I don't think we're going to have a game that kind of tops this. Potential game of the year, potential catch of the year from D-Hop, and just a performance of the year by Josh Allen, putting the absolute fucking, you could say Derrick Henry performance of the year. You could say Zay Flowers. There was the first time in NFL history that a team has had over 200 yards rushing and lost. And wins, 1 loss.
Yeah.
It's insane. And I want to get out in front of this as well. I don't condone the Bills fan pushing D-Hop. That's not right. And Lamar Jackson, I think, for everything, he's going to get fined, but I would have done the same shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Don't push a player. His comments after the game were very good. You know, there's security there for a reason. Yeah. I shouldn't have done that, but you know, you're in the heat of the moment. Something's going to happen. Let's just start overall with the bad, because there was a lot of bad. Obviously a lot of good, but a lot of bad.
Joe Brady was getting flamed on Twitter at one point. He was getting, and I was texting
amazing.
You. Yeah. First drive, and then they were 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. I was like, what the fuck?
First drive was amazing, and then it was like, oh yeah, let's run the ball with James Cook 3 times in a row. I love James Cook. They used all 3 running backs on that first drive perfectly, and it was a perfect drive, and then just nothing for the rest of that quarter, and arguably the rest of that half. Nothing. No, the only thing that was good at the end of the half was the 2-minute drill, which fucking Baltimore leaving before the play. Like, I understand where they're coming from, but it's like, it was clear there was 1 second on the clock. I was screaming in my fucking apartment.
Yeah, it was. I don't blame Baltimore for running out of there, like get the fuck out of there, but it was clear there was a second left.
No. So Derrick Henry, obviously, I went into this, and your brother you texted me during our draft and said your brother roasted me for my Derrick Henry pick, so he can kind of suck it a little bit. Sorry, Jack.
Jack can suck it.
But I knew week 1, I didn't even care what was going on. When I saw I had to play Nick week 1, I was like, you know what? I'll take Derrick Henry, and he went absolutely off. He had 30 points.
I had Lamar too, so I think Lamar got me 20 points.
Yeah,
he got me like 30. Sorry, I got me 30.
Yeah, Lamar was ridiculous. Lamar had, I think, 200 yards, over 200 yards passing, another 50 maybe rushing, maybe 60 rushing, 3 total touchdowns. Gross. Derrick Henry, big plays. The Bills defense stopped them when they needed, not when they needed to. At the end of the game, they stopped him when they needed to. Ed Oliver standing.
Yeah, he was the MVP of the defense. He was awesome.
Yeah. Joey Bosa was out there making plays later in the game. He forced a fumble on Justice Hill, kind of kicked them out of field goal range.
He came out and said that was his most favorite win he's ever had his entire career. He's like, I've never had this much fun.
He was like, it felt like a Super Bowl, which it kind of did, man. Like, so down 15 points. The Ravens had a 99.1% chance of winning that game with 4 minutes left. And the Bills score, make it 40-32, kick off to the Ravens. I still have all 3 timeouts. About 3 minutes left. First play, Ed Oliver comes in, and the guy who has been gashing the defense, throwing the defense, Ed Oliver punches the ball out. Terrell Bernard with a big recovery. And then Josh Allen's like, you know what? You know who's never caught a ball? You know who's a rookie tight end? Jackson Hawes. I'm going to hit him 1 yard line.
Like, all is down here.
And you know what? Like, overall, I didn't agree with every single 2-point conversion they went for. Like, you're down 9 points, make it an 8-point game at some point. Yeah. I didn't agree with a lot of the play calls, especially the last one to tie the game at 40.
Yeah, it's a 50-50. I mean, Keon had a great game, but it was just a 50-50 ball to the Keon, and I was a bit iffy on that one. I thought they could have run something else. But I mean, speaking of Keon, he had a fucking game. Like
he had a game.
What was his issue? It was separation. That's kind of his thing that people thought he needed to work on. I mean, he also almost iced the game with an absolute ankle breaker on Jair Alexander. But he made big catches. I think 112 yards. Yeah, I think. So I'm pumped to see the season of this kid. And he was calm too. He never sellied once after a catch. He just stood there. No, he gave the ball after that catch and everything. I'm very excited to see that.
Yeah, that catch, by the way, shout out Dawson Knox for the assist. That ball was going behind Keon Coleman at first, and Dawson Knox tips it in the air.
Yeah.
But the Ravens offense looks unstoppable. Bills offense, aka Josh Allen, relentless.
MVP.
And I think overall, and Ravens fans will hate me for this, which is fine because my brother is one, and he called me after the game and was very upset, which I literally texted him after they lost, and I said, I'm sorry. It's like, because I did not think it was happening, but this shows how it is understandable that Josh Allen is the most valuable player. And this was my argument last year, is like, yes, Lamar is unbelievable and two-time MVP, unbelievable, but the roster he has surrounding him with Derrick Henry, with Zay Flowers, with all of the pieces they have, Mark Andrews, they'll have Isaiah Likely back. That was a big key for them not having him in the game too.
Mark Andrews, he only caught one ball too, so he wasn't that effective.
Yeah. But overall, without Josh Allen in that game, the Bills are nowhere close, even with the roster they have. It was ridiculous. The pass he made to Josh Palmer to basically ice the game was a rope.
Shout out Josh Palmer too. 3 catches, 60 yards. He made some big plays too. First game of the Bills.
They're going to continue to heat up. I like what they did with Elijah Moore with some of the end around stuff. Like, the offense did look good. Joe Brady's got to get it figured the fuck out in the first half. This is what happened last year. We were the best in like the second half overall, I think, for scoring points. But just game of the year, like, you had to watch it. My brother texted me saying my dad went to bed, and I texted him back and was like, are you kidding? Like, I understand, working man, but like, I texted my dad this morning. I was like, you have to watch the highlights. It was the best game I think I've ever seen overall. And for the Bills to be on the winning side of it, considering what happened throughout, they got beat for 3.5 quarters basically. And with 11 minutes left, Josh Allen was like, you know what? Hold my beer. I will take this game over.
I was getting stressed too. So it was Keon caught the ball with 30 seconds left, and they quickly ran up. They kneeled the ball, I think, 2 more times, or maybe put in a spot where Prater likes it. And then they didn't have timeouts. So it was basically they got the whole special teams lineup on the line at 30 seconds left. And my brother texted me, he's like, they're kind of dilly-dallying out there.
Dude,
they snapped the ball with like 2 seconds left.
I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah, and then, but just, I mean, this guy's 41 years old. Yeah, I put a note in. He looks like Dax from Project X. He looks identical to him. He was on a red eye 2 days ago. Obviously, the Tyler Bass injury kind of came out of nowhere. And I think he had blocked too. It was close. It was close.
Kyle Hamilton was in there. And let me tell you,
he is a monster,
dude,
by the way.
The contract they signed him for now looks
and he seems like he injured his hand. Billy was gone for 2 minutes. He ran
went to the X-ray room. They probably told him your finger's broken, where you're going to tape your finger for the rest of the season.
And like he was gone for a max 5 minutes, like max.
Because the play that it happened on, he got his hand, which should have been pass interference. He got his hand up in Khalil Shakir, and the way that Khalil Shakir fell, his hand kind of stuck to him a little bit. So I'm sure either it's a sprain or a break of some sort in his finger. But
holy shit! Just what, and just the fact that it literally couldn't have worked out better because. So this is all the things that worked out for us. I had Lamar, got me the win this week. You have Derrick Henry, likely got you the win this week. Everyone in the AFC East lost but the Bills, and everyone in the AFC West won but the Chiefs.
It's the best, it's the best week ever. The best week ever.
Yeah, and just Josh Allen was so hyped after the game. It was awesome.
I loved his comments too. He was like,
have a little more faith.
Some fans may have left. Have a little more faith next time. Yeah. It's amazing that he's kind of turned Western when he's from the West Coast.
I know. It's dude. It was just Oh,
Yeah,
it was
just
awesome.
unbelievable.
I know
And
Lamar hurt his hand, I think, at one point, because I thought he was going to be airmailing the ball a lot more because of the injury
I think
to
that was the
secondary,
reason
but
they didn't go. I was surprised they didn't go for it on 4th and 3. You have Derrick Henry, you have Zay
that's what
Flowers.
TSN was saying. Luke Wilson on TSN was saying, like, I don't want to give the ball back to Josh Allen. You got to go with this. Yeah, go with this down. And people are calling for John Harbaugh's head right now. Apparently they're known for like late games of being a little conservative, not really taking
ridiculous.
that extra play. Like
there was a game a few years ago, they were up 20-3 against the Bills, and the Bills won 27, something.
Yeah.
Like they do it a lot. I don't think a lot of it though. Like you can blame some of it on Harbaugh considering they didn't go for it on 4th and 3, but also at the same time, like, okay, you don't get it. You now give the Bills the balls back with like however 58 seconds or whatever it was left, and you're now trying to stop them. Plus, you have to use your timeouts because you're hoping that if they score, like it changes the whole dynamic of the game if you don't get that 4th and 3. And yes, it's a gamble, and that's why you get paid as a coach. But I would rather make Josh Allen drive the field, which people can argue that he's had a problem with it given some of the playoff performances. Make Josh Allen drive the entire field, which let me tell you something about Josh, he did. And your defense hasn't played horribly. Like they got burnt with like fucking 11 minutes left in the first drive as well, but they were playing pretty well overall. The only thing was their defensive line couldn't get to Josh Allen. They got to him. I think they sacked him twice, and like, I don't know. It's a tough decision overall. The Ravens are still going to be really good. It's just an unbelievable game.
Yeah. Jal Alexander did not look good either. He was a big coming. He did not look very good at all. He got cooked by Josh Palmer. He got cooked by fucking Keon Coleman at the end there. But yeah, that's week 1. Obviously, there's the Bears Vikings tonight. Very excited for that. I think it's in Chicago.
It is in Chicago. I took the Bears.
Yeah, I took the Bears too. Let me just quickly, we're going to get to week 2 now. That was an awesome week 1 breakdown. I'm going to kind of give you the preface for each game, and you kind of tell me who you like. And so you were, as of now, you were 11 out of 16, correct? I
think so. He's 11 out of 16 or 12 out of 16, because I think I took the Jets, but then I might have switched to the Steelers. I'm not sure.
But yeah, so week 2, awesome Thursday night game. Washington in Green Bay. Green Bay are the favorites, minus 165. Easy. I have the Packers here. I like what Washington's doing. They played a very shitty team in the Giants. They're going to the juggernaut of the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay at Lambeau. I have Green Bay. But
it's tough. The Commanders didn't get Terry McLaurin the ball a lot. Debo looked pretty good. I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be tighter. The Commanders D-line with Deron Payne on Kinlaw, they look good. I don't think they're going to quite the Packers aren't going to quite look as dominant as they did against Detroit. I think Detroit's got some things to figure out overall, just with the coordinator switches and everything like that. I think it's going to be a tight game, but I'll take the Packers.
Yeah, I will too. And then first game of the Sunday morning slate or afternoon slate, the Giants in Dallas. Dallas minus 170 favorites. I got Dallas. I mean, Giants didn't look good. Cowboys looked really good, and they almost beat the Eagles, and now you're going to the Giants. Not much to say here. Give me the Cowboys.
No. Yeah.
Next game, Seahawks coming to Pittsburgh. Steelers are minus 135 favorites.
See, this one is tough for me because Darnold did look okay, but I just don't think they have. I think Rodgers is going to start to air it out. I think Arthur Smith, offensive coordinator for the Steelers, is going to realize they need to use Calvin Austin as kind of more that short yardage guy and let DK kind of break out into that deep ball threat that they know he is. And yeah, I got the Steelers.
Yeah. Rams, Titans. Rams are minus 245 favorites in Tennessee. Yeah,
Not
Rams. And then next one, Bills in New York. Bills are minus 425 favorites. I think they're the biggest favorites. Sorry, no, they're not the biggest favorites going into the week 2. I think the Ravens are. But yeah,
this is a tough one.
The Jets surprised us. The Jets surprised us, though.
But I think it's going to be a lot closer than people might.
Yeah, the spread is 7 for the Bills. I don't know where they want to touch that. I think this could be a tight game. That's a scary one. But yeah, I'm still taking the Bills. But yeah, definitely a little bit scary just for how they played against the Steelers and the star-studded defense. But next game, another divisional game. Pats going to Miami. Miami are still favorites at minus 135, both coming off a surprising loss for both teams, I would say. I know Vegas was maybe an iffy team this year, but Dolphins are the favorite. You got to expect them to bounce back. Maybe not.
I expect
maybe
them
not,
to bounce back crazy.
Yeah. I don't know if you can't say bounce back like Tua's going to have like 300 yards, but I don't
know. You could. I don't know. I think it really depends. And I think they're going to get the ball to Tyreek. They're going to get Jalen Waddle involved early. I think Drake May, if he's going to continue to throw the ball the way that he is, they need to establish some sort of run. I think they can do it against the Dolphins, but I think it's going to be a tight game, divisional round game, right?
So. Yeah. Next one, Jaguars going to Cincinnati. The Bengals are minus 260 favorites. I know the Bengals didn't look great against Cleveland, but I'm still taking the Bengals. Home game. Jaguars, I mean, they look solid. I mean, Ethan had a good game against the Panthers, but I still give me the Bengals there.
Yeah, me too.
Next up, not much to say. 49ers going to New Orleans. 49ers are minus 360 favorites. Give me the 49ers. Easy.
That's a fucking morale.
They made, I think C-Mac might put up like 40 fantasy points. I don't know what his projection is, but yeah. Next up, this is the biggest lopsided in terms of odds.
This is where
Ravens are minus 700 favorites against Cleveland. It is in Baltimore. Yeah. What's the spread here? The spread is...
It's got to be like fucking 12.
I need your eyes. Yeah, 12.5. Oh, the odds went up. They're now minus 750 favorites against Cleveland.
See, the problem is the Ravens, whenever it comes to divisional games in the AFC North, always seem to struggle. And the games always seem to be closer than it is. It could probably be a crazy blowout, but you're dealing with a defensive line, Myles Garrett. Like, obviously, the Bills' D-line played okay last night, but overall, I think it's going to be closer than everyone thinks.
Yeah. By the way, so a lot of these odds have changed. So since I wrote them down, but next one, and then I'm curious here what your take. So I'm seeing what you highlighted. So the Bears are going to Detroit. Detroit are minus 250 favorites, but it looks like you're taking the Bears in this one.
This might change, dude. I'm pretty high on the Bears this year. I think Ben Johnson created a culture over the offseason. I'm taking the Bears as of right now, only because I haven't seen them play yet. If I saw the Bears play yesterday, I think it would have swayed my decision.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the Lions, though, they have a lot to prove still. They're going to come out firing, but it's a divisional round game, division type game. Those types of games are always tougher. I think they're going to get, the Bears look pretty decent, man. And the Lions look like they struggled yesterday on offense. Their defense kind of came back into it, but they played a lot of zone, which was a little surprising. And zone turns into man at some point, and they just look like they couldn't grasp that concept. So, I have the Bears right now at plus 205, and I don't love that pick, but I need the Lions to show me that they can kind of put a good shit together, you know?
So I'll get into it because you brought my lock of the week is actually Lions covering the spread at minus for 5 points. I know it's in Detroit. They had a horrible first game. I think things started to click at certain points of the game. Did it go into Green Bay? Yeah, I wish we could have seen the Bears game tonight because that could change. I mean, they could lose 21-6 and have 0 touchdowns, or they could have a shootout like the Bills game. But yeah, so my lock of the week is because we passed. I do have the Lions covering the spread.
I do like the Lions. I'm not saying, you know, it's also a little fuck you to Jack for still roasting my Derrick Henry pick. I've never even met your brother, but
you know, at one point he says I shouldn't say it.
He wrote.
Well, no, like during the job, he's like, "Don't you have a podcast with this guy,
dude?"
Dude, Jack don't play about fantasy. He's won his back to back, and like they're buying for their fantasies like hundreds of dollars. I'm pretty sure. Or ours is $20, and I've never seen guys more in the games than this is right here. But moving on here, I'm curious. This is an interesting game. Broncos in Indianapolis. Indianapolis are plus 155 underdogs, and it seems like you have Indianapolis. I don't hate that, especially because of what happened week 1 here. I definitely think Denver will get better. I think Sean Payton even said
Denver's
we're not doing week.
Yeah,
for sure.
Miami's, right? So
yeah, so I mean, again, it's to me, it's also Indianapolis goes as far as also Jonathan Taylor goes. Like this guy was like a arguably top back in the league a few years ago, just injuries, but like this guy's an animal, and I think they go as far as he goes. And if Daniel Jones can just play the right way, like he did last game, I think they'll do it.
The Sam Darnold this year.
Yeah, and then I I don't really. Do you know how Tyler Warren played week 1? I know he had some
Played pretty
touches.
well.
I don't think he played. Yeah,
Played
so
pretty well.
we were very high on him. I think we had him going to the Jets for the draft. But yeah, moving on.
I think so too.
I might take the Broncos here. I do like how it's Indianapolis and you have the Colts like good odds. What's the spread here? It must be like 1.5 or something. 2.5 for the Broncos here. So yeah. Moving on. This game I will not even watch. Panthers going into Arizona. Cardinals are minus 245 favorites. I have the Cardinals. Yeah, I don't care. Game of the week, probably. Definitely, I would say Eagles going into Kansas City. They're even odds right now. The spread is probably just dead even as well. What is it? It's Eagles are 0.1 favorites for the spread. Chiefs are banged up. Chiefs are banged up. It looks like Worthy's going to miss next week as well. I know Kelsey had a touchdown in week 1. He had 2 catches. He didn't do much. Mahomes actually looked good. He was escaping the pocket. He made some plays, but yeah, I mean, I think the Eagles are not happy with their week 1 performance, and then you're going to get the biggest disruptor on defense in the NFL and Jalen Carter back against the Chiefs. Give me the Eagles, easy.
Yeah, that's depending on if they give him a suspension.
He basically missed the whole game. I mean, I think it's disgusting to spit on someone, but I think it's hilarious.
He'll definitely get fined. I don't think he'll get suspended.
Yeah, no,
they'll just talk about it.
Thursday night. I think this is not the. Yeah, no, this is the Thursday night game, or sorry, Sunday night game. Falcons and Vikings are in Minnesota. Sorry, Vikings are minus 225 favorites.
It's because they're at home. I don't love the pick.
And again, it's just I would love to see the game tonight. This could definitely sway your way. Like JJ McCarthy had that big opening play, but after that didn't do too much. I don't know how many. I don't think he finished with over 100. He might have had 80 or something. I'm not too sure, but this one's tough. I might just take the Falcons just because of the good odds. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this one either, just because it's just unknown. Then Monday night. Monday's got 2 games on Monday. Bucks going into Houston. Bucks are the plus 110 underdogs. I'm taking the Bucks all day on this one.
Yeah, me too.
Houston, I don't like the way they played. I don't give a shit if it's in Houston. Baker, I mean, if you give him the ball late game drive, he's going to get it every time. And I think that Ajuba kid's just going to keep getting better and better.
Yeah, me too.
And I do like Tampa Bay.
Me too.
Final game. Chargers Raiders. I think this will actually be a really good game. Divisional rival. I like the way Vegas played week 1. I think Genty's going to get more touches. He'll do better with his touches because I think he did get fed the ball quite a bit. Hopefully Bowers is okay. I won't be surprised if he misses next week just to make sure he's okay.
Me too.
They do have that Beck guy who he played insane. I think him and Bowers both got a good amount of touches. I'll still take the Chargers minus 190 favorites.
Yeah,
they played unbelievable. Yeah, I'm excited for that game.
Yeah, me too, man.
All right, brother.
Let's go.
It's so good. Now let's get to our 10 commandments here. So our 10 commands, I think we went like 7 for 10. It wasn't too bad. Yeah, so I think, and this is what a friend actually told me what we should do, because he actually followed it, but he liked our picks, but he made a good suggestion, which I will like. So we're going to do 10 command. We're going to do the same thing, but after we do the picks, we're going to go back and forth here like we usually do. And then afterwards, we're going to set kind of a low risk, medium risk, and then the 10 commandments is like the high risk. So of those 10 picks, we'll kind of separate 3 for like, hey, if you just want to sprinkle something on something easy, we'll do that, medium, and then the 10 commands to the 10 commandments. I think I like doing that.
Yeah.
So how about you start us off here with what you got for next week?
Bills money line.
Yeah, there it is. Bills money line. No, we've talked about it. I have Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown. He looked good last week. I mean, the Patriots or the Packers D line was smother him at times, but yeah, I think he'll find the end zone against the Bears.
I like that too. I got Josh Allen anytime.
Love it. I mean, he had two last night, so
4 total tutties, baby.
A guy who didn't get a lot of touches and is playing. Who are the Bengals? They're playing the Jaguars. I think Chase is going to munch here. Give me Chase anytime, TD.
All right, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, give me Saquon anytime.
Yeah, that's a given. I'm actually give me the Pats money line. They are the underdogs against the Dolphins. I do think Tua is in store for a better game, but if not, Pats are the underdogs. I think they're going to establish more of a run game against the Dolphins. So I like the Pats as the underdog here for the money.
Yeah, I like that too. All right, I got Travis Kelce over 3 receptions against the Eagles. I went 4 last time. It was a little too high.
You must think he gets like it's crazy. They have no one else to throw to. Who the fuck? You're like TikTok boy Juju. Who else are you gonna fucking throw to?
Yeah,
you gotta think he's gonna get like 3. If he doesn't get 3 touches, I don't want to bet a single time on him ever again.
No, I won't. I won't add him.
But I think I do like the play. Next one, I got Cowboys money line. I think they're going to dismantle the Giants. I like the way they played week 1. CD's going to come back for blood. The Giants, I'm curious who they're going to start at quarterback. I still think it'll be Russell Wilson. But yeah, give me in Dallas. I think the Cowboys are going to munch on them.
Me too. And then my final one, again, I got James Cook over 60. I don't love it considering I think the Jets defense could be pretty good, but
yeah,
I think he can break off a big one considering what he broke off yesterday. So
perfect. My final one, he munched in game 1. They're playing the Saints. They're playing the Saints. Give me McCaffrey anytime. So that's our 10 commandments. I'll say it again. Bills money line, Josh Allen anytime, Saquon anytime, Kelce over 3 receptions, James Cook over 60 rushing yards, Gibbs anytime, Chase anytime, Patriots money line, Cowboys money line, C-Mac anytime. So from that 10, I think a low risk would be Cowboys money line. I think Josh Allen anytime. Like I think like it's just I think he'll get in the end zone. And
I go CMC anytime.
Yeah, I'll say so for a low risk CMC anytime or CMC anytime, Cowboys money line and Josh Allen anytime. And if you want to sprinkle a little bit more, I like Gibbs anytime. I do think he'll find the end zone against the Bears. I will say the Kelce, add that to the mid because you gotta think he's gonna be a target there for the 5. And then if you want to be a big boy and make some money and get out of the debt you're in, do all 10 of them and then be a man. Yeah. So I already did my lock. I like the Lions covering their spread here. I won last week with the Eagles money line. What was your lock?
I can't remember.
It was definitely a Bills parlay. So I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah. I don't think I got it. I definitely don't. No, my lock was, I think it was Allen 225, Lamar 225, Allen 40 rushing, Lamar 40 rushing.
I had Allen at 33, I think.
Yeah, dude.
What's your lock?
My lock this week, I took Ravens money line, Bengals money line, and then Bills money line, James Cook to score a touchdown, Breece Hall to score a touchdown, 5 to win 46.
That's your lock? That's your lock?
It's a lock, dude.
You're an animal. You're a fucking dog. Mine's like a minus, like I'm like $10 to win like 9. That's my fucking. I respect it. My bet the farm. It's not every game, but I have Packers money line, Bills money line, Lions money line, Ravens money line, Bengals money line, Rams money line, Miami money line, Cowboys money line, Steelers, and 49ers money line. $5 to win, $250.
All right, we didn't bet on the same games, but that's all right. I got Packers money line, Bills money line, Ravens money line, Bengals money line, Rams money line, Dolphins money line, Steelers money line, Niners money line, Cardinals money line, Colts money line, Eagles money line. 10 to win 1,300.
Good boy. Wrapping up here. This has been a long episode. This is a hell of an episode. I love it. Week 2 for college. I didn't watch too many games. We actually went out Saturday and watched a bit of the Michigan-Oklahoma game. Bryce Underwood stunk. I mean, he's a true freshman. He went into Oklahoma. He was just airmailing balls. I think his NIL is like $20 million. It's absolutely absurd. No, that was the only real ranked versus ranked game. Arch Manning, you could say he's back. Good. I know he had 4 tuds, but it was fucking San Jose State. It was San Jose State. That's why I said that earlier. So San Jose State, his throwing motion still looks odd. It's not too. It's like a side. It's weird. I'm not going to be Monday morning quarterback in this here, but I'm just saying it looks a bit odd to me. But yeah, I still think he's gonna be nasty. I think ESPN or someone released next year's mock draft. I think they had him 3rd. They had this guy I've never heard of at number 1. I don't even remember his name, but yeah, I don't know how much college football you watch. Week 3, there's Georgia versus Tennessee. Georgia versus Tennessee. I'm pumped for that one. LSU, Florida. We have South Florida upset Florida.
Dude, South Florida's ranked.
Are they ranked now?
Florida's, yeah, they beat 2 ranked teams over the last 2 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
And they beat the number
South Florida. How south can you get? That's fucking crazy. Jesus Christ. Might as well be team.
How south can you get?
Might as well fucking team Mexico. That's probably what it is. That's crazy. God. But yeah, I'm definitely getting to yeah. All right.
PGA, not much. DP World Tour, Rory, Eagle putt.
Did you listen to the crowd when he hit that Eagle putt?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Did you see the video of the father and son jumping together?
Oh, yeah. It was awesome. It was awesome to see that. So I think next episode, I think I think we said we're gonna try and do in person next week because I think that's the one before Bethpage and the Ryder Cups. We're gonna try that. I gotta do some test runs and everything like that, so we're gonna figure that out. Nice long podcast, but it was the awesome Monday morning to do this all. Excited for the Bears Vikings games. Let's check everyone out on Buds and Pucks on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. Comment, like, subscribe on YouTube and Spotify. Follow on for the ride. Go Bills. Game of the year, catch of the year in week 1. Can't wait. See you next time. Hopefully 2-0.
Love it.
Fakes left. Now taken off. Gonna run for it. Got it. There